guys, Tattoo For You Richard here, and it is time for a Monday update Q&A video. And it is raining big time. It's like black outside, like night. Yeah. We got rain. But apparently we've had rain every rainy Monday lately. So yeah, it's fun. Let me tell you. I have one of our cats that was stupid and went outside, and he's just gonna have to wait out there. Such a shame. What are you thinking there, bro? You don't need to go out there. It's a bit wet. So, as far as updates today, what did I do this weekend? I worked on the Town R. I got my first place of the video, the 100 subscribers was supposed to get two things. They're both were going to be made by me. I got half of it done. Like, one is done. So I'm going to go ahead and ship that out to him, to the Commissar, Mr. Gamza. And the other one will come later on just because I'm having a really hard time getting it together and finished up the way I want it. The other one is for Hydra Ascendant, and his is done. Now, I will say this, they're two miniatures. Gamza, I painted your miniature. Hydra Ascendant, I did not, but I talked to him about it and explained to him that I didn't have the right paints to match his scheme for his army. So I asked if it was okay if I just made it and then I sent it to him unpainted so he could paint it himself. And he was totally cool with that. So I'm not going to show them to you yet. What I'll do is probably take pictures and save them for later. After they receive them, I'll post them, or they can do a video on it, however you want to do it. A long time ago, I bought bits for more stealth suits. So I'm working on putting together stealth suits. I'm not going to glue their arms on. I'm going to paint them first. And I'm probably going to go back and repaint my other stealth suits. So I'll have 2 squads of 3. But I'm going to repaint them. Let me... no. Grab this real quick. From my shelf of terror. But I want to repaint my stealth suits and make them match this guy. Do them the similar colors. Well, this is only down there so I don't lose it. But like the green and the gray and the black in there. I just want to and the bits of red and white and the green. But I want to make them, since I'm more than likely going to run it as a stealth suit. The stealth cadre or whatever it is. I want to have them all match. Holy moly, it's coming down like crazy sausage out there. What? And our gutters on our house are bad too, so this one part is just a literal waterfall. Goes right into the little garden area we have out front. So it's going to be totally drenched. What else? I painted this little guy up. I'm not done with him yet. I'm going to go back and add a little bit more white. And then after that, I'm going to go through and give him some battle damage. A bit of battle damage. It's my little custom security drone. Super easy. Top's just the part of the recon drones from the Pathfinder kit. I didn't have a bottom for it. Actually, I did. I didn't realize it till later, till I already built this. The bottom is a shield drone to plug in there so I could put it on a stand. And I actually drilled this out a little bit more because I wanted it on a big stand like this. But we've got a burst cannon here. I initially magnetized it I might have even done a video on it, but I magnetized it to put a little small missile pod here too. But I was like, forget it, I don't need it. And then I added this thing there just for effect. It could be like a marker light or a sensor thing. So, I don't know. I like the idea of it. Maybe it's like a thing, like it flies out, you get to roll twice, once to shoot the marker light and then once to shoot the burst cannon. I don't know, but it's cool. It's just, like I said, it's a security drone. Like you would see this like in a Tau city, flying around, And literally flying in a circle just like that. That's its drone spice. So yeah, that's what I worked on. Tomorrow's video for the conversion section. The conversion is done. So I'm going to give it a showcase of the conversion. I'm probably going to prime it. And then maybe we'll work on some of the painting on it on tomorrow's video. I don't know. We'll see. What else have I done? Oh, I finished painting this guy. Now it's time to finish the basing up. Actually, I take that back. I want to go and add some blue in the glow effects here to kind of dull them down a little bit. Like fade out like a medium blue. And then give just a little bit of a white highlight in the center of these. Just because I think they're too much. I don't know. But yeah, but he's finally done. I went through and tried to add some weathering damage on him and more cat hair. Oh, that's not a cat hair. That's a human hair. That's long as heck. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Oh, this thing is awesome, by the way. This is that from that loot crate a month ago. It's the D20 ice cube maker. I actually put resin in it once. It's okay, it's non-toxic resin. But I put resin in it, used it, and made like, I didn't have enough, so it's like a partial D20. But I cleaned it out real good, and the other day we had gummy worms that had melted. And my daughter's like, can we make a D20 gummy bear? So we tried, but they weren't melted enough. So, but it's still, when I put it in there and let it sit and put it in the freezer, left it in the freezer overnight, so it was rock solid. But it made it, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do some Jello D20s. Yeah. So anyway, before I get stupider, well, that's not even a word. Duh. Let's get on to the question and answers, because I need to keep some brain power to answer these things, because they're some good ones. So, for the first question, we have... I know who it is by his picture, but it's cut off. Mr. Noah Campbell. So, thanks for giving an awesome answer to my Primark question. You're welcome. I agree, it would be awesome to see Amazon Legion of Females Space Marines. Totally cool. Okay, new question. If you were Big Mech for Boss Gazgul, what new Orky vehicle would you make? Walker or tank or flyer? Can't wait to hear what your creative mind has to say. I'm sorry, if you're an orc, if I was an orc and knowing what we could do, I would make a Walker tank flyer. Seriously. It would be tank that could fly and walk, and maybe a transformer. I don't even know, dude. But no, seriously, I would probably, if I was working for a big boss Gazgul, it would be a giant Walker Gazgul. It would be I'd call it King Kong. And it would look like Gazgul, but with like big ape arms hanging down, but they're Gazgul claws. And then it would just walk and stomp and crush and Hulk smash everything. Oh, it didn't work. It's bubble time. Yeah, that's totally what I'd do. It'd be a mega ridiculous. I would use, and dude, I already want to make a walker. I want to make a stomper. If anybody wants to just throw some stuff at me, dude, I have no orc stuff, but I want the orc truck, the big one, the big chin thing on the front of the truck. Orc Painter Nerd just put one together. Yep, there's a shout out. He's a good guy. He just built one of those. But I like that front jaw thing. I want to do a big orc mech with that front jaw thing sticking out. Yeah, dude. Oh, if I had that and some stomper parts, like a stomper box, that thing. Oh, dude. Mega big smash. We'll call it the Hork. The Incredible Hork. Yes, even though Hork is vomit, but dude, yes, and I'd paint it nasty green, Oh my gosh. It'd be green and purple, but like weathered green. Oh, dude. Dude, this converted mind is... I'm not perverted. I'm converted. Yes. Totally. Dude. I only halfway thought of it the other day. Thanks, dude. Thanks a lot. All right, this is gonna be a long video. We need to keep going. That was awesome, dude. Thanks. Spunge Hammer. Spunge Hammer. The hammer. Great video, man. I enjoyed it. I saw you have a Spider-Man tattoo. I have one also. I do. That is Spider-Man giving Mary Jane a flower in the window. I got this from a buddy of mine. He was an apprentice at the time. And I wasn't even tattooing at the time either. I was just a shop whore. No, I helped out around the shop, like basically counter help and stuff. So he needed stuff to practice on, so I let him put my Spider-Man on me. I drew it, just never finished it. Tabletop Banter. Oh, thanks, Sponge. Tabletop Banter. Can I put more emphasis on the tur? Cool whip. Dude, I love the followers of Nova and Kane thing. And yeah, moving stuff is pretty cool. Ha ha ha. I know the invisible feeling. Give us a shout if you ever need someone to talk to. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's one thing about the Legion of Gamza. It's a bunch of cool guys who are really, man, we just chat. We're friends. We just hang out and talk to each other. My next question, tell us more about the stories behind the followers of Nova. Really interested in it now. Haha. I will. I tell you what, though. Maybe I'll do a separate video on it. And I'll kind of just go. Because I could probably spend 10, 15 minutes on it alone. And we're already at 11, 12 minutes now. Crap. But sure, I'm not blowing off your question by any means, dude. By any means. I mean, these guys, I have stories from like, okay, I played D&D. And I made these guys, like, transcend time and space. So they are pretty much the first people. So when they slowly started dying out, there was only one left, and that was Nicodemus. And so I had wrote him, he's like, he wandered the earth like Cain. And he knew karate. But I brought him into a D&D campaign we did. So yeah, and I mean, it involves Atlantis, not just the D&D campaign, but just in general. The lost city of Atlantis. And, oh, man, okay, stop. I'll do a separate video, I promise, and I'll tag you in it, and it'll be just for you, buddy. Scrag Guard. Great work, as always. Keep up the therapy, dude. PS3 Force Unleashed is, I've got it, brilliant game. That's what it was when I was asking about the lightsaber, what color, and it was Force Unleashed. Fun game. Okay, so question, if you could choose to be any Marvel superhero, which one would you be and why? I have, this is a two, there's a double on this. There's two choices I would have, and it's really hard for me to pick between the two. Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, and Spider-Man are my two favorite characters. And honestly, I love, like, Spider-Man, he's got multiple awesome powers. I mean, he's got Spidey sense, so it's kind of like a natural intuition or a precognizant dealy. You know, he can kind of sense what's about to happen, so that's cool. Love that one. Wall climbing, who doesn't love that? And then the strength. He has super strength as well. He's pretty dang strong. If you like get down and read his stats and how much he can actually lift, is pretty dang amazing. He's pretty cool, man. And then there's the Incredible Hulk. The only thing I don't like about the Hulk is his semi-mindlessness. I mean, later on he becomes more conscious of what he's doing. But I do like the Hulk's power, the rage, because how many of us haven't wanted to Hulk out? The letters I received in the mail the other day that's where the issue that we're dealing with right now, I totally wanted to Hulk out. Right there. Yeah. Go to a big green and purple rage. But nope, I didn't. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Spider-Man really is probably is the main one, just because he's awesome. IDICBeer, good one, fella. Nice to see you made this, even though you're a bit down. Thanks, man. I'm better. I realize it's an issue I have to deal with. It's gonna happen. Nothing I can do about it. Why be glum and dumb about it? So chin up, then, and keep the turd life going. I'm pretty sure he meant nerd life, but sometimes it's a turd life. You said you like most music. Did that include Prince? And what was your favorite Prince track? Oh yeah, dude, I love Prince. I grew up with Prince. My mom, huge fan. Purple Rain. She was 16 when I was born, and she worked at Pizza Hut. Pizza Inn out here in Arlington. And every night before they would close down, they would do certain things. They had a jukebox there. Well, she could go back and switch the jukebox to free play. And she would put certain songs on while they broke down everything. And, you know, I would go hang out with her sometimes because we didn't have a babysitter on certain days. So I would get to take the ice from the salad bar. So it was just like a big chunk of ice. They would put the little bowls in with the salad stuff. And I get to take that in the back and spray it. She would rock out to like David Bowie and just all kinds of stuff. Prince and Purple Rain. Just music. Just love awesome music all the way around, man. But as far as favorite track by Prince, I would have to say Little Red Corvette gets me every time. That would have to be my favorite. I hear that on and I'm sitting there, Little Red Corvette. Maybe. Yeah, anyway, that one will get me. We watched the end of the Billboard Music Awards yesterday, just for that little tribute to him, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I felt nervous when Stevie Wonder came out and he was walking by himself, nobody helping him, and why is that man not bubble wrapped? And in a bubble right now, safety zone, because too many musicians are dying this year. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, man. Little Red Corvette is probably one of my favorite. HeresyProducktionz. Nice one, Richard. Mr. Palmer, thank you, sir. I agree completely on the stretchy guys, but Mr. Fantastic is still way cooler than Plastic Man. This is true. Mr. Fantastic is awesome because he's smart. He's a genius as well, and he's a good guy. The superpower still is just like iffy to me. I've seen it being used in cool ways, and I've seen it being used in over-the-top cheesy ways. Question, being from Texas, do you like chili? And is true chili in Texas has no beans? Is it true chili in Texas has no beans, or is this just a marketing thing? No. Okay. Chili, love it. Love chili. Chili is delicious. Homemade chili is awesome, but I'm a Wolf brand chili man. I love my Wolf brand chili. Stuff is great. As far as Texas has no beans, do not belong in chili. Beans are not a chili thing, man. Sorry, they just don't. You don't need beans in chili. It's a bit weird. It's not chili if it's got beans in it. It's like a soup. So, yeah, no beans in Texas chili. And if you like Texas chili or you want to taste some Texas chili, try Wolf brand. It's a good chili, man. Fury Empire. Good work. Great channel. Keep it up. What are your plans going to be on your second outpost? Right now, I'm not 100% sure. I think, yeah, honestly, I'm not sure on this one. This was like kind of a whim thing. I've had that landing pad sitting around for quite some time. So it could possibly, I think it's going to be modular, to where the landing pad itself is a separate piece, which is going to be crazy because it's going to be pretty high up. And in the long run, I could change that. I could lower it down. I've got a lot of stuff going on in my mind how I want to do this. Because right now with the Kool-Aid container, that thing sits up high, dude, and it's ridiculously high. So I could lower it down again to where landing pad's lower, just like the other one. I'm also trying to. Well, actually, you'll see. Later on this week, Thursday, when I bust out that video for it, what I've got so far, because I actually have a base for it now, like an actual board to put it on. I will say, I retired my nerd board, my lap board that I use to work on. I have a bigger one, which I'll show you tomorrow whenever we go table down on something. But yeah, I'll explain more this Thursday whenever that video comes out, because like I said, I have some good ideas for it and some not so good ideas for it, I guess. MrBeastlybiscuit. I love his little picture. Onward to happiness indeed. I must agree. I think white looks best with the green. Great stuff, mate. That's for the Taunar head. So yeah, I put the white on there. I think that's my favorite still. Fire breathing duck. Stretch Armstrong was the most Stretch Armstrong. Excited. What's the most common question you're asked? I don't know if there really is like a common question. I mean, I get everything, honestly. I get freaking hobby questions. I get random normal questions. It's just ooh, I smell that. It's oh, and by the way, when I said I smelled that, I didn't toot. I got up early this morning and started a pulled pork for dinner. I'm having a homemade pulled pork sandwiches, coleslaw, and potato salad. Dry throat, sorry. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have a common question. I don't get asked anything over and over again. Everything's been pretty normal. Yeah, so great, kiblams, great stuff, mate. I have been wondering, do you think being a tattoo artist helps with your awesome airbrush skills? I don't know if my airbrush skills are awesome, buddy. I appreciate that, though. I still got a lot to learn, but I mean, everybody's got a lot to learn on everything. Even if you're an expert at it, you still have a lot to learn. But yeah, I think it does a little bit. I mean, obviously the control, being able to control the machine. But this goes back because I was airbrushing first. So I think airbrushing helped my tattoo skills, helped me learn the concept of the machine and how to control it and use it better in the long run. And then in turn, being a tattoo artist and working with color theory and stuff like that, it kind of helps me with that a bit. I mean, I've been an artist my whole life, drawing since I was a kid and painting and stuff like that. And that's just, it's something I've loved my whole life. So, but yeah, definitely re-picking up the airbrush after not doing it for a really long time. I think having been a tattoo artist and using a tattoo machine and just understanding stuff like that, I think that has helped quite a bit. I still work on my trigger control, because there's key things in your airbrushing. With dual action airbrushes, the amount of paint you're going to push out, the distance from your piece you're working on, and then just all that air pressure and the paint pressure. It's easy to push down and pull back, but it's being able to push down lightly and pull back gently to get a certain flow and type of paint and stuff. It's hard to explain unless you've done it. Unless you do it often enough, you'll kind of click. Things just kind of click to you. You're like, oh, this makes sense. But the other thing too about trigger control, when you're trying to do thin, fine lines, work in certain areas, being able to pull it back enough to get just that steady stream of paint and have the right distance from the model or the paint or the palette or the canvas or whatever you're working on. And then there's the good old always, when you're done painting, just push forward and then release your air. Because if you just straight release, you've left paint on the tip of that needle and that paint dries. So what you have to do is you need to, when you're push down, pull back for paint, when you're done, push forward to stop the paint, and then that air blows off the rest of the paint, then you release. It takes a lot of time remembering and realizing that stuff. I still screw up on that on a daily basis. But, goodness gracious, it's 24 minutes. We need to keep going. I'm sorry, guys. We still have a few more questions. Wargamer Shawn, thanks for the answers to the questions. I agree. I like converting models more than painting. I like painting too, but I take too long if not pressed with tournaments. And then it becomes more of a chore than fun. And I can understand that. Sorry you feel bad. Feel better soon. Who is your favorite music artist, and song? My favorite music artist of all time is Tool. Maynard James Keenan, I think, is an amazing lyricist. Favorite song I would say by them? Oh, goodness, man. That's a tough one, dude. Because honestly, I love everything they do, you know? Yeah, I can't pick a specific song by them that I love the most. Um, so to avoid doing that, no, I take that back. I will. Oh, come on. It will be Eulogy. Eulogy is by far my favorite song, one of my top songs by them. Oh, man. Push It was good, too, though. Oh, dude. Man, I don't, okay, I'm going to say Eulogy. Eulogy is probably one of my favorite songs by them. I just like it a lot. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said it was written because there was a homeless man that was outside of the studios all the time, and he was just talking and preaching and trying and asking for money, just doing everything, and then one day he wasn't there. So then I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's true, if that's how the song was written, or part of the reason why the song was written, or what it came from. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's a good song. So would you rather live in a Star Wars universe or Mass Effect universe? Cheers, man. Honestly, I've never played Mass Effect. My brother was a big Mass Effect fan. So I said ultimately I'd probably be the Star Wars universe, even though there are giant planets that could destroy my planet in a single blast of crapness. But I'd say the Star Wars universe just because I know more about it than Mass Effect. I kind of want to get into Mass Effect, but it's more money and more games. Thanks, dude, for the question. Mini Warzone. Pete. Great video as always. Hope you feel more up there soon. I'm getting there, dude. My question is on computer games. Being an oldie, I have a great deal of nostalgia for the old 8-bit games of my youth. Do you share any similar memories for older games? And if so, what ones? The house I grew up in, we lived with my grandparents because we weren't, my parents were both young. My dad was 19 and my mom was 16 when they got married. So they were youngsters. They didn't, have a lot of money or whatnot. So we lived on our own for a while. Then we moved in with my grandparents. But my grandfather was big into computers and stuff like that. They loved like the game systems. They pretty much probably had every game system that ever came out, up to a point, like the newer stuff, the Nintendos and things like that. But every game system that ever came out, from Pong to Atari to the old, like I said, it was Atari 400s, where it was the cassette style, like the tape you would see old music on, but that was a game system. Stuff like that. Loved those games. ColecoVision was super fun to play. There was a boxing game on there I really liked. But I would have to say my fondest memory was we had moved into a house, and Christmas, I believe it was Christmas, we came out to a Sega Master System. The old school Sega. And on that, I can't remember what one of the games were we had, but we had Space Harrier. And that game was just so much fun. It was just a fast-paced game. You were behind the guy, and he like had a gun. You swoop around and shoot things as it was just rushing at you, and dragons and stuff. You'd shoot all them. That game was probably one of my favorite games. It's one of the ones it's Shenmue. If you ever played Shenmue on the Dreamcast, or anybody who remembers Shenmue, Space Harrier was in Shenmue. Like, you could go to the arcade and you could walk up to the machine and you could play Space Harrier. That was really cool. Shenmue was cool too. I never played it completely. But yeah, that's probably my oldest memory of like a good 8-bit game, or old. Well, I don't even know if it was an 8-bit game then. I don't know what bits those were, because Sega, it was pretty detailed. Yeah, and then we got our own Nintendo, and that was all she wrote. Nintendo was it. Knowing the woes of blowing in the cartridge to get the game to play. So yeah, dude, I hope that answers your question, man. There are a lot of fun games I've played in the past. My all-time favorite game series is Resident Evil. I'm not a fan of 4 and 5. 6 is cool because they brought back some of the old schoolness to it, the zombies pretty much. But the original Resident Evils were awesome. Next is Billy Pate. He's the last one too. So your conversion skills, man. Love your conversion skills, man. What would be your favorite Star Wars and Star Trek ships? So, Star Wars, I would have to say my favorite Star Wars ship would be, I can't remember what it's called, but if you remember Shadows of the Empire, that video game, Dash Rendar, his ship. It's in the X-Wing system, the game too. It's kind of like a Millennium Falcon style ship, but instead of having the 2 prongs, which just found out those 2 prongs are for pushing cargo. That's cool. It's this, like an oval shape. It still has the side cockpit, and then I think over here on this end is a couple of guns or something like that. But that ship, I just liked the way it looked. It was a really cool looking ship. Yeah, I'd have to say that's probably one of my favorites for Star Wars. So I have a hair in my mouth. Hair everywhere. Dadgum cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs outside. And hair and stuff. Star Trek ships. Oh, sorry, I have an itchy nose. Star Trek ships. I think I've always liked the Romulan bird of... Was it the Romulan or Klingon bird of prey? That's the Romulan ships I've always liked. It's from Star Trek Deep Space, or Star Trek Nick, I'm sorry. I just completely messed up the Star Trek universe. You forgive me? My uncle would be sad too. So, from Star Trek Next Generation, the Klingon ships in that, the front kind of the green ones, they're kind of open in the center. I believe they're open in the center. Oh, silly itchy nose. But the tip, the front of the ship comes down to almost like a hawk bill kind of thing. I really like those ships. Those just looked cool to me, Yeah, I think that's it. That's probably my favorite. So yeah, guys. And I do like Star Trek. I do. Deep Space Nine. I like Star Trek Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, my 2 favorite ones. I really wasn't a fan of Voyager. On Enterprise, I thought it could have been better. I like Scott Bakula, and I had high hopes for that. But nope. Not at all. So yeah, guys, that's it for the questions. Hope you enjoyed the answers. Feel free again, I am not forcing you. You ask me answers, I'm going to shoot you with this bubble gun. You ask me the dadgum answers, or shoot you. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Feel free to ask me answers if you'd like. No rush. No rush. No thing where I'm making you do it. No pressure. There we go. Yeah, feel free. Ask questions in the comments below. Just comment on the video if you feel like free to it. Oh, fudge buckets. Fudge buckets is what I said. Guys, thank you for everything. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the support and comments and stuff. Leave a comment below, question below if you feel like it. Like the video if you feel like it. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed and you think this is fun. Yeah, guys, I love you. You're amazing, and I thank you so much for everything. Community rocks. Check out the Legion of Gamza. I'm a member of that thing, which is awesome. Dudes, love you. Have a wonderful nerd life, my friends. Peace.